everybody comfortable? So, Namo Buddhaya, Dashidele, and good evening. Yeah, Salam Sejahtera, Selamat Petang, Vanakkam. Okay, so we are here today to understand our minds. Today is our 16th meditation class, and the first 15 meditation classes we learned many different meditation techniques for you all to be able to understand what are the different ways of working with your mind. So today we have come to the session on Vipassana. Vipassana is a very important meditation technique. Vipassana is the meditation that will lead us towards enlightenment. So this is very important. So not only to work on your mind on a daily basis, but this is the road to enlightenment. So Vipassana, vi means vishesh, that means we, special, and then Passana means seeing. So it's special seeing, actually, literally translated. So you see in a special way, not in the ordinary way that we are seeing things. So ordinary way we see things as truly there. That means I see you. There we go. Just there as you're there, like fully you. Meaning that I cannot see your bones, I cannot see your cells, I cannot see the processes in your body. So I think you are this one whole person. I consider you as real, right? But in special seeing, when you have special insight, I will see something different. I will start seeing the processes, the four elements, the changing nature of your body, you. And then later on, dissect, then I say, oh, she's just a process. She's not that one thing that is there. So if I want to like you or don't like you, get angry with you, whom am I getting angry with? Because there is nobody here, nobody at home. There is not a person there we can say that, oh, there is Devika, oh, there is Venerable Sama, oh, there is Iman, oh, there is, Yui, oh, there is Kupala, oh, there is Radha. No, we cannot say like this. So ordinary way of seeing is the reason why everybody is always fighting in this world. Because we cannot see the person as a process. Everything as a process, everything as a process, everything as a process. So when events happen in this world also, we look at the events and then we grab the events like that. Oh, there is this happen, or there is that happen and all, and we think that it is truly existing. And then we grasp at it and then we suffer. So if I like you so much, I grasp at you, and then you say bye-bye, and then after that I will suffer the separation. Right? Then if I don't like you, let's just say, yeah, and then you come to me, I cannot stand, because I don't know the nature, the true nature. So then you come, like, maybe then I get angry because I cannot stand like that, But what is there to stand, and what is there to like, what is there not to like? So because you're just a process, so when you really look at the process behind, so it is actually your status and the nature status is the same. Okay, you look at a tree under electron microscope, you look at yourself also, and ultimately you go down to the low, smallest. Nowadays it's not even the atom that is smallest. It's even smaller particles also. You cannot find the smallest particle. Somehow or other, the greater the technology, the greater the awareness, the discovery that beyond the atom there is something. Beyond that, so beyond that, you keep on finding the smallest atom until infinite. You cannot find. So which means that in this world, the way we see things is not the way it really is. So we say we must see things as they truly are, not what they appear to be. So now you appear to be you, Devika. Yeah, you appear to be like that, because that's how my eyes are seeing you. With my naked eye, I can see you like that, but I'm not seeing you with the Dharma, wisdom eye. So all of us are seeing each other just with our naked eye, and our naked eye tells lies. So if you see with a special eye, that means your Dharma eye, you can see everybody has got the same status. Everybody is the same. So in this world we have a lot of wars, a lot of fighting, a lot of different, somebody is higher, somebody is lower. Yeah, we've got the caste system, we've got all the different religions, we've got the different races. All this we see with our ordinary eye, not the mind's eye. We see with the ordinary eye, we will see all these differences and we start to separate. And then we have conflict. So now, Vipassana, special insight, means that we see things as they truly are, not as they appear. And most of the time, all the sadness, anger, misery, mental suffering, hatred, the attachment, everything comes from not understanding how to see things as they truly are. And then when we don't know how to see things as they truly are, I take you 100% is like that. Because I didn't see deeply. So another way of understanding Vipassana is looking deeply. So with the Dharma eye, you look very deeply into, not only I look into you. First and foremost, I must look into myself and find out who am I. So who are you? Who are you? Ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Just a process. But can we see that processes in our ordinary waking state? When we are doing our eating, sitting, walking, talking, all the time there's always this hatred. I like this person, I don't like this person, this one I like, that one I don't like. The mind is like stubborn and rowdy and violent. Yeah, the mind is always disliking, and so much mental suffering because you don't understand who the person in front of you is, who you are, what is the deal here. So then you get caught up in the drama of your mind. I like this, so I do, very nice. Today like, tomorrow don't like. Suddenly that same person, today nice, tomorrow not nice. Is it true? Is it true? Yeah. So it is not true because we are cheated by the appearance. It's like an illusion, like a dream. So when we say our life is like a dream, so which means that it is like an illusion. So that means whatever that we see is not the real deal. So it's like we are seeing it with a lens. Like when you wear specs, shades, sometimes you got green color, red color, you will see different. And you go into the 3D theater, you put a 3D glasses, you will see differently. You don't put that 3D glasses in the 3D theater. Can you see the 3D effect? You cannot see, isn't it? But you know what I'm talking about, isn't it? So even that shows that with a different way of seeing, you can see life very differently. You can see things from, like a 4D, from 3D become 4D. It's very interesting. So you can see things, like some people are colorblind. So they can see things only in this color because that's the filter of their eye. But is it really that color? Even I am dressed in this red color. Is it really red? Is it really red? What is color? What is white color? What is white color? White color. Is white color really white? White color actually, it consists of how many colors? 7 colors, actually speaking. Correct or not? So basically everything can be dissected into smaller components. We are just looking at the upper surface level. Like the iceberg in the sea. We are just looking at the tip of the iceberg without realizing that there is a actual iceberg at the bottom. So then if we are a ship, then we don't see. So we cannot, sometimes we cannot even see that tip, So but there is iceberg at the bottom and then there is a collision. So basically it's like that. So we cannot see, very clearly. But deeply there is something inside there, and that is going to cause a lot of harm to us. So every day we are going around liking, disliking, our mental energy is gone. And it will become a nuisance to ourselves and become a nuisance to other people because we are deceived by our own minds. Our minds are unruly. We are like elephants, drunk, mad elephants, intoxicated, running this way, running that way, causing harm to ourselves and then ultimately causing harm to others. So if you understand your mind, you will come back to the normal position and sit down and understand that, okay, this is not real. This was never the case. So it's not real. We are thinking that it is real, but actually it is something else. So sometimes you say, I thought you were my friend, then suddenly turn to be enemy. I thought, it's always the enemy. Then suddenly turn to be friend. Is there any inherent enemy and friend? So today, family, your family also. So according to the law of karma, they have a family because they have karmic debts to pay. But we attach to our family, we love them. It's outsider, we don't care, we don't like, So we have this dualistic thinking. We attach to the ones that make us feel good, but we hate people that don't agree with our opinions. So if somebody comes and we don't like their opinion, so they are the out group. If somebody comes, they'll be our thinking and their thinking match. There's the in group. That also is another way is a wrong way of seeing things. It's not the truth. So it's like everybody in this world, we say if everybody is vegetarian, so they are our friend. So the people who are not vegetarian, they are not our friend because their thinking is not the same as us. If we think like this, then something is missing there. We cannot see the reality. So we have to learn how to see the reality. Everybody's mind there is something sitting there we call a fraud. And that fraud is consistently manifesting, right? So that fraud is none other than ignorance. So ignorance is telling us, geez, this is real, So you take everything like that. So then after that, the whole life, you're being cheated by the appearances. And because of that, we come in this human form and then we just leave without having accomplished anything. So in this human life, we have to wake up. So Vipassana, special seeing, is actually causing us to wake up. So with this, I would like to start our meditation Vipassana. So I hope that you understand how important it is to see things clearly. Not let the monkey mind and the elephant mind harm yourself and harm others. So if you don't train your mind, consistently you'll be depressed, consistently you'll be angry, consistently you'll be looking at other people with anger, consistently you'll be suspicious, consistently you'll be resisting, consistently you will be defiant, consistently you'll be just always against everything. You think everybody is the enemy, only you are the perfect one. But actually speaking, first you've got to go back inside and see whether we have any mental defilements or not. So that is the way to see things. Not looking at others so that we can control others' behavior. Vipassana coming back for us to control our own behavior. Because ultimately we are the cause of all the problems in our lives. The one who causes the problems in our life is who? Other people? The God? The devas? Our mind. So the untrained mind is the one that will go out, always spewing negativity, fighting with people, and then suspicious, many things, and then always making a mess in the daily life. So you go to office, you cannot get along with the colleagues. You come back home, cannot get along with the wife or the husband, Then you go back home for family functions, cannot get along with the siblings and all. So who is the problem? Where is the problem? The problem, is it with the wife or the siblings or the, colleagues? Where is the problem? So if we see that everybody else is the problem, then wherever we go, we will fight. If we go to A, place A, we will fight. Then after that, we say, okay, we will leave, we'll go to place number B. There also we will fight. Then after that, C. Nowhere in this world, if the mind is the same, you can go anywhere, in the sea, into the swimming pool, underground, on top of the mountain. Anywhere you go, you bring that unruly mind. Anywhere you go, guarantee that you will be unhappy. 100%. So we seek happiness outside when actually the happiness is inside here. It's very fashionable to say happiness is inside here. Happiness is inside here, the Buddha is inside here. But what does it mean? How to train the mind? So it's very important that we understand that we must behave in a certain way, so that we can see our minds very clearly. Otherwise, we are born just like drunk. Whole life we are drunk and then blaming other people. At the end of the day, we die without having achieved anything. So this is Vipassana. Okay, so we will all now bring our minds together. So think that you are going to listen to the Dharma on the subject of Vipassana. This is the highest mental cultivation, yeah? Because Vipassana will lead to wisdom. So, and wisdom is one of the parameters that is necessary for us to become enlightened. So put your palms together, and then you can take refuge in whichever spiritual tradition you come from, whoever inspires you the most. So you take refuge in in that prophet, or in that holy being, or the enlightened ones. So in the Buddhist tradition, we take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Sangye Chvedan Soki Chognam La, Jangcho Bardu Dagni Chap Suchi, Dagi Jing Songi Pesu Namki, Dola Pinchir Sangye Ro Parasho, Sangye Chvedan Soki Chognam La, Jangcho Bardu Dagni Chap Suchi, Dagi Jin Songi Pesu Namki, Drola Pinchir Sangye Ro Parasho, Sangye Chvedan Soki Chognam La, Jangcho Bardu Dagni Chap Suchi, Dagi Jin Sogi Pesu Namki, Drola Pinchir Sangye Ro Parasho. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, until my purified and perfect state, I and all my kind mother sentient beings as vast as the skies go for refuge to the Gurus, go for refuge to the Buddhas, go for refuge to the Dharma, go for refuge to the Arya Sangha, from the merits accrued by practicing generosity, morality, patience, effort, meditation, and wisdom. May we become fully enlightened beings, Buddhas, to benefit numberless sentient beings. Simchen tamche devadan deve jodan dempara juche dungadan dungegi jodan davara juche dunge me pe devadan padame davara juche nyerin chadan nidan dave danyom chen pola ne para juruche Simchen tamche devadan deve jodan dempara juche dungadan dungegi jodan davara juche Tunge me pe devadan padame davara juche Yirin chantani dandave Danyom chenpola ne para juruche Semchen tamche devadan deve judan de para juche Dunga dan dunga gi judan davara juche Dunge me pe devadan padame davara juche Yirin chantani dandave Danyom chenpola ne para juruche. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and from creating those causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the bliss of the true nature of mind. May all beings be equanimous, free from the extremes of attachment and aversion, meaning greed and hatred, always fluctuating. So may our minds be centered and come back to its original peace. Sin chen nam ye sampata lo ye jeta jeta wa je chung thung mon te pa ye chue ki ko lo ko tu so. We request the Buddhas to turn the wheel of the Dharma for the sake of all sentient beings. We request the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Dharma protectors, that our meditation session will go smoothly without any obstacles for the benefit of all sentient beings, of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May all be auspicious for these teachings to be accessible to all sentient beings without interruption. अब YouTube चेक कर सकते हैं सिस्टर. So now we will listen very clearly. So imagine your mind as a pot, right? So if your pot is turned upside down, which means that you have no desire to listen, so no interest in the teachings, so it's like pouring water and the water is just flowing out, right? So like this. So if you're like the pot that is there's a hole, so you listen and then come out the other way. And then there's a third pot which is like having dirt inside, like poison. So whatever you listen, it is like you're listening in order to you have negative thoughts towards the teacher, negative thoughts towards the teaching, or you have impure motivation to listen to the teachings, not to challenge the Buddha, the Dharma, or to become famous. All this is like poison. So we have to be like the pot that is upturned and very, the pot that is so the pot that is able to receive, the upturned pot. So you receive it, you have interest, you have good motivation to listen for the benefit of all sentient beings, and then without any negativity in your mind. And that is how it will benefit. Otherwise, once the poison is there, it will continuously grow, and then you will drown in the poison. So it will actually ultimately poison your the understanding also will be poisoned. So now we are learning the Dharma. We are learning the Dharma, the holy Dharma that is very special from the Buddha. So now let me tell you about Vipassana and why it is very important. So Vipassana teachings are what makes Buddhism special, right? So the Buddha's teaching, if you ask what is the difference between the Buddha's teaching and other teachings, or meditation, Buddhist meditation and other meditation, is Vipassana. And Vipassana is also grounded in, we call it the 3 characteristics, but I'll talk to you later. So when Siddhartha, before he became the Buddha, so he was looking for a way out of suffering. So he says that, I'm born, I'm going to die, so it's like it's very sad, I need to find a way out of this suffering. So he went to look for teachers. So he had 2 teachers, and one teacher taught him meditation, shamatha meditation, which is the breathing in, breathing out, anapanasati. And then the other teacher taught also this shamatha meditation. So that means the meditation focusing on one object. So it's actually, shamatha means to calm your mind and to focus on one object, and then you get into deeper states of meditation. We call it samadhi. So you go into samadhi. So samadhi means your mind becomes very soft, very soft, and very calm, peaceful. So you let go of the past, let go of the future, no like, no dislike, and then you rest your mind, in the present moment. So that is shamatha meditation, right? But you can do shamatha meditation for 1,000 years, 1 aeon, the whole lifetime, 1,000 years, but you will not get rid of anger. You cannot come out of greed, cannot purify the ignorance. So in Buddhism, we say that there is, the Buddha taught us that there are 3 mental poisons. What are the mental poisons? The first mental poison is ignorance. So which means that we don't even know that our minds are actually cheating us. We have a fraud that is sitting there, there's a cheater inside here. We don't know that our minds actually have layers of deception powered by the mental defilement of ignorance. So that means we have this ignorance. We don't really know that we don't know. We think we know everything. So that's why we are arrogant. The arrogance, the pride comes from thinking that we know everything, but actually we know nothing. We don't know anything. And the person who admits that they don't know anything is the first person that will be able to become, will become enlightened faster. So in the teachings also, you go to any religious anywhere, they will always say you must be humble. Correct or not? Why must be humble? Why must we have quality of humility? Which means that we see each other, we respect. Right? We see our elders, we respect. Then we see our teachers, we respect. We respect every living being. We respect the 4 directions. We respect everything in nature. Why is respect so important? In Japanese culture, respect very important. And why is it respect very important? Why? To show the appreciation. But there's another way of actually understanding respect. Respect is when you not only show appreciation, but you actually make yourself humble. A humble person is a person who opens the mind up to ideas, knowledge, blessings, So that means it's like this cup here. Now my cup is we say like full, almost full, right? So this cup, can I put more water inside? If the cup is already full, can I put water inside? What will happen? It will come out. So in the same way, if the mind is full, right, of ideas, full, everything is full. So where is the water going to go? The water of Dharma. So if one thinks that one knows everything already, so then how? What can you learn? You cannot learn anything because it's already so full. You have your cup full, so which means that you cannot learn anything. So when respect actually means actually that you are opening your heart and your mind to learn. So that's why in all spiritual traditions, the most important quality is actually humility. More important, of course, in terms of mental cultivation is the mindfulness, right? But deeper level, you must have humility. Humility means the ability to understand that you are not the center of the universe. If you think you are the center of the universe, then your enlightenment is very far away. Maybe a few more 100 lifetimes away. Maybe millions of lifetimes away. So that's why all spiritual teachers always teach us to be humble. So which means that when we are humble, then we are reducing this ego clinging. Ego clinging is powered in ignorance. So when you bow at somebody, so you are opening up the heart to the person. It's not only appreciation, but you are also actually respecting your own self. You're doing yourself a favor. When you bow to somebody, when you are, you need not necessarily bow, but in whichever spiritual tradition, whichever cultural tradition you are, you could just acknowledge. And when you acknowledge, you can see the difference in the heart. When the heart is humble, the heart is soft and able to absorb. When the heart is arrogant and prideful, full of pride and arrogance, the heart becomes hard. And when it's hard, you cannot absorb anything. So that's why in this world, all those people who have become enlightened, they have one common quality, and that is humility, respect for the teachings, respect for the teacher, and most importantly, when you are humble, you are actually really respecting yourself and opening the door to liberation. So the heart becomes very soft, very moist, very beautiful heart that blossoms like a lotus. A heart that is full of pride and arrogance is just like a charcoal that is so hard that that in the teachings we say that the charcoal is it's like you burn. So it's constantly burning with anger, constantly burning with rage, and constantly burning, and the person's mind is also constantly burning, and so much of suffering. So if you don't want to suffer, you must be humble and respect everybody. Yeah, so we are here only for a short time on planet Earth, so we must make sure that when we leave this world, we take as much dharma, as much meditation with us, a good karma. So that is the thing. So now this ego here, this ego is powered by the fraud, and the fraud in Buddhism we call it ignorance. Ignorance is avidya. Yeah, so that means means no, and vidya means knowledge. No knowledge. So because we think from the day that we are born until the day we die, we are thinking the same way. Nothing ever changes. We are the greatest, we are the best, others are nothing, we are the best. That's because there is something inside us that's telling us, you are the best, because you truly exist. It's because you exist, so therefore every other being is inferior to you. You are prime. You are the most important. And that is the greatest deception, and that is the reason why we are suffering. So when we say be humble, meaning that the humility is the antidote to ego. And the ego is a manifestation of ignorance. So which means that you don't even know you're acting in that way. So basically we have so much of knowledge. In this world, we have got AI, we have got so many books, we go to school, we go to university, we get PhDs, whatnot, doctorate and all, but yet there is no humility, there is no quality of appreciation for self and others. And that kind of education actually in terms of Dharma is absolutely worthless. Absolutely worthless. Whatever knowledge we have in our heads, if we think that it is me who has the knowledge, it is I who is the greatest, then we are nothing. Completely useless. Right? So only the day that we start resetting ourselves to humility, that is the day the Dharma door opens, because humility is the direct antidote to ignorance. So ignorance is this, that telling us, this one is like that one is like that, all sorts of mental chatter, all sorts of judging, thinking, discriminating, all that is powered by ignorance. So the ignorance will manifest and tell you karma, that is you truly exist, I is here. So once I comes up, then there will be, if there is an I, there must be you, isn't it? So then after that I will say, okay, I am a vegetarian, I'm Buddhist, so I must find some people who are like me lah. So vegetarian, Buddhist, I'm very happy. So then after that, me and you will become us. And who is not vegetarian, who is not Buddhist, who doesn't conform to my ideas, that is them. So then we have one group called the in-group of us. This is vegetarian Buddhist group versus the non-vegetarian non-Buddhist group. So that's where the conflict starts. And it all starts from that mental defilement called ignorance. And the best part is ignorance is such that we don't even know it's happening. Since we don't know it's happening, so therefore the whole life we're blissfully unaware. And then the mission of the fraud is accomplished. So the fraud, so it keeps us one more lifetime in the samsara. So then the fraud inside us, the ignorance will say, yes, I made it, because she died without learning what is the reality of the world and self. So I want to ask you, in this human life, now we have very short human life. Today we just came back from a religious function where a young boy died in an accident, and we went for the prayers. Okay, came to work from India and then died in an accident near my hometown. You know, so young and gone. So we don't know how long we have. You think we have a lot of time. We think we have a lot of time, but we can die at any time. Die in the mother's womb, die when we are born, stillborn. Then, you know, your parents didn't take care of us. We would have died, you know, during childhood. You know, and then so many others who have taken care of us would have died if they didn't have the kindness of others. So other living beings are supreme. Other living beings take care of us. So it's not us. Without others, there will be no us. So that is where humility is necessary. Humility is necessary not simply for cultural purposes. Humility is necessary for you to develop the knowledge that we are interdependent. This is a very important concept in Buddhist teachings. Buddha said we are interdependent. You depend on me, I depend on you, right? So if there is no interdependence, then there will be no me. So I come, you know, if you look at me, I'm a culmination of the sun, water, the soil, earth, water, fire, wind, and space. Everything, all these different elements come together and make me. And then the food that I eat is through the kindness of others. Even though I work also, it is through the kindness of others. I get the money. There's also the kindness of my university. My bosses give me the opportunity. Kindness of my farmers. Kindness of those people who cook, like my sisters. My two sisters cook. So kindness of so many people in order for us to receive the food. You know, and this place that I stay is also the kindness of those who have constructed it, those who are maintaining it, you know. So it is the kindness of so many people coming together. We have our volunteers here, the kindness of the volunteers also to help and all. So if I am independent, then I don't need anybody. Then I can stay on my own. But that's not true. I am interdependent. I'm dependent on you. I'm dependent on you. You're dependent on me. So we are interdependent. The moment the thought comes that I'm superior, then we forget this interdependency. And that's where the fraud inside the ignorance wins. Say, yes, you know, she thinks that she's great. So karma thinks that she's number one because, you know, finally today I managed to cheat her, and she thinks that she truly exists and don't care about other people. So that's the danger, you know. So in this world, we see all these different conflicts is because of that. And then if there is a I, there must be a mind. Me, my. Right? So what is this mind? This mind is my house, my body, my property, my knowledge, my title, my religion, my community, my country. All this, my. First thing is, if there is nobody at home here, there's no truly existing being, how can it be yours? Nothing belongs to us. Simply because if you really understand with the mind of with the Vipassana, that means special looking, we will see that there is a process. So if we are a process, then whose country? Who is the owner of this body? Whose ego? So you have to understand that. So when we have the mind, the greed, that is called greed. Mind. Always wanting something, grabbing, you know. And then if we have the greed, then when we don't get something, immediately start to get angry. So everything must be our way. So we human beings are very selfish and very stubborn and very, like primitive, you know. So we are like dictated by our minds like puppets on a string. So we get something, oh, today I get something, oh, very nice, the person very good. Okay, tomorrow I don't get the same thing, oh, then you start developing something called anger. So this is like a pyramid, like a triangle. At the top there is the ignorance. Actually, it's the foundation is the ignorance, but let's just say you want to look at the 3 poisons. Okay, one side is ignorance, one side is greed, and the other side is anger. And all these 3 rotate. So we think that we are very special beings, we are the supreme in the universe, we are very important, but actually we are none other than the culmination of the earth, water, fire, space, and this ignorance, anger, attachment, going round like hamsters in the cycle of samsara. And then when we die, that's it, gone. Not having achieved anything but make so much of negative karma, enmity with everybody. Nobody we like, because nobody conforms to us. Now the most important thing is, who is I? So you see, so a Vipassana practitioner will look deeply into every situation and see why my mind is like that. Instead of controlling other people's minds, you control your own mind and see whether this is the case or this is not the case. So this is very important. So now we will look at the right. So I have talked about Vipassana as observation. So now observe what? So it's very important to know what we must observe. So we look at the. So I ask you, so you know about 4 seasons. Your country has 4 seasons. Your country has 4 seasons. Your country has 4 seasons. We have 2 seasons, but still the season is not the same. Is it the whole year we have heat and no rain? Whole year no rain, only hot. Is it true? So one day rain, one day no rain. So is today the same as yesterday? And today and tomorrow, is it going to be the same? So here you can see that everything is changing. Now your mood is very good. After 10 minutes your mood will become black. Like that we are. Suddenly good mood, suddenly bad mood, So then because of our moods, then, other people must adjust to our moods. Because we are uncontrollable. Our minds cannot be controlled. We are like mad elephants, Suddenly I like, suddenly I smile, suddenly I what they call that, get angry, suddenly this, suddenly that, So that is because then that is a manifestation of change. Look at the flowers. So these beautiful flowers. So today this flower is here. Tomorrow morning you go and check and see the flower is there. Where is the flower? Where will the flower go? They die, exactly. So everything is changing. So the sky now you see. After 10 minutes you take a picture of the sky. Is the sky going to be the same? Right? So you, before you came to meditation, right, and now, are you the same person? Why? Because in that half an hour, 1,000 thoughts would have come already. 1,000 thoughts, 1,000 movements, you're always moving this side, moving this side. So even you are constantly changing. So then how you expect the world not to change also? So which means that change is the one that causes a lot of pain when people die, we become old, we become sick. So these are the challenges in life. We separate from people that we like. We end up being with people that we don't like. All this like, dislike is all the play of the mind. I like this, I don't like that. Who is liking? Who is that person who is liking? And then this like and dislike, what is it? So in Vipassana, we will try to understand this liking and this disliking. What is it? Does it truly exist or not? Like liking means you grab at something and then you pull towards yourself. That is liking. That is greed. Liking means greed, okay? And then disliking means hatred. Disliking means you push something away from you. So constantly in our minds we do 4 things. Going to the past, going to the future, pulling at something we like, and pushing away something we don't like. All the time. Pushing, pulling, like, dislike, pushing, pulling, like, dislike. Whole life, and that's where our mental energy goes. Pushing, going this side, pulling, going this side, past this side. So that's why we are tired. So that's why we need to eat double. So that's why we need to sleep 10 hours. Because our minds are all over the place. So a meditator, if you know how to keep your mind focused on one object, you are in power conservation mode, then you don't need to be so tired. And don't need to be so sleepy. So because you are like you can be like an ever ready battery where you're all the time like alert and awake. So you see meditators, very great masters, my teachers, who many my meditation teachers, they never manifest tiredness, because their mind is not going to the past, not going to the future. Yes, of course their minds go. Everybody's mind will go, but they don't let the mind stay. They don't dwell in the past. They don't dwell in the future. They are not always grabbing something they like. They see something they like, they grab. Like I like nasi lemak, I grab every day. So I don't like what they call that, this let's say the mud trumpet in the house. I don't like everyday motorcycle sounds, like, dislike. So then the mental energy goes away. So if you're wondering why you're always tired, why you're always sick, why you cannot sleep, why you're always miserable, because the mental energy is dissipated in all these different directions. So a meditation means coming back and conserving the mind. Energy conservation mode is meditation. So when you enter meditation, you become like the what they call that, repository of energy. Then after finish meditation, when you wake up from the meditation, your mind is clearer. You feel happier. Why you feel lighter? Why do you feel more peaceful after meditation? If you do the meditation correctly, right, which means that you are focusing on one object, focusing, and then you don't attach to the past, don't attach to the future, no like, no dislike. When you come back to your breath, keep on coming back to the breath, keep on coming back to the breath. If you do that, then your mental energy will be conserved. So then you will not be tired all the time, right? So the second one is we look at dukkha. Everything in this world is dissatisfactoriness. That means today nasi lemak will be nice for me, right? If I eat nasi lemak for 10 days, I don't like it already. So the same thing that I like today, tomorrow also I like. After 10 days eating the same thing, I become sick of it. So that's why you live in the family. So you live for 30 years with the same people, 50 years with the same people. One day I like this person, 2 days I like this person. You try living 1 week, 10 days, 30 years with the same person. Can you stay? If your mind is like a mad elephant, you cannot stay even 1 day with anybody else. In fact, can't even stay with your own self. Don't talk about staying with other people. Can't stay with the own self, because the own self is you just cannot meditate, because when you meditate you're scared to look at yourself. So that's why the restlessness comes during meditation, because you don't want to see what is inside yourself. So we don't want to see because we basically are scared, are scared that what we see may not be something nice. Okay? So the dukkha means there is birth is suffering. What else is suffering? What else is suffering? Suffering? Sickness is suffering. Old age is suffering. Emotion, yes. All these emotions, anger, suspiciousness, rage, greed, all these things, suffering. What else? Change is also suffering, correct? Getting what you don't like is suffering. Being separated from what you like is suffering. Associating with people that you don't like is suffering. Being separated from people that you like is suffering. These are all in the Buddhist teachings, and it's so true. So you see, what you like, people you don't like, what is their status actually? Who is this like, don't like, don't like? Wow, the mind is forever like, don't like, don't like. Because you don't understand the mind. If you don't understand the mind, always like, always dislike, always like, always dislike. Whole life you'll be like that, and you will tire yourself to death, literally, without having purified the mind. And then, of course, we have just now I talked to you about non-self. So when you do Vipassana, you will start to understand that there is actually, this ignorance is the one that is manifesting this false I. There is no truly existing I. This I exists depending on causes and conditions. What is the meaning of causes and conditions? Like I said just now, I exist because of water, earth, fire, wind. You also in the same way. But now you cannot see the water. Can you see the water in your body? Come on, check. Water in the body. Can you see the earth element? Can you see? Can you see the fire element in the body? Can see. Just look at your body. Look now. Look at your hand and see. Can you see the earth, water, fire, wind, space? Can you see the farmer? Can you see the sun? Can you see the soil? Can you see the bacteria? Can you see the earthworms? Can you see? Just looking at your skin. Everybody look. Can you see? You cannot see because you don't have the eye. You're not looking deeply. Right? So you need to understand the theory related to Vipassana before you can do Vipassana. So the theory related to Vipassana is that when we look at our body, we cannot see. So then we think that this is real. So we start to think that this is my body, my hand, my clothes, my this, my that. Correct, isn't it? Drink water. Yeah? So this is the basic of Vipassana. So now, in order to practice Vipassana, we must have the basic sila. That means we are not to kill, not to steal, not to engage in sexual misconduct, no lying, no harsh speech, no talking back, no disrespect, no gossiping, no idle talk, yeah, all these things, and then no intoxicants. So if we can keep this, then only we can meditate. So if we are not able to keep our basic sila, then forget about meditating actually. So meditating is, if you don't have that basic discipline, so people say that I want to meditate but I want to kill also. How can like this? I want to meditate but I want to steal also. I want to meditate but I want to, what they call that, talk back also. I want to meditate, I want to drink alcohol also. How can? So all these things have negative karma. So that is the reason why we cannot meditate, because it comes back in our meditation. It comes back to torture us in the meditation. If you have harmed someone, that energy will stay with you forever until you, what they call it, stop harming. And when you don't keep the ethical discipline, you harm yourself more than you harm other people, actually speaking, because you are closing the door to your liberation. And then also, we must practice every day. So today practice, 20 years don't practice, and now today I practice, I practice Vipassana. Oh, when 20 years ago, one fine day I went somewhere to the jungle, 2 days I practiced, after 20 years I practice, then you say you know Vipassana, or you know meditation. How can? Yeah, impossible. So now, I would like you all to start practicing. So you sit now in a comfortable position. So your back must be straight. Back straight. Back straight. Shoulders relaxed. The hands, right hand over your left hand. Your eyes gently closed. Not like this, That's not how you meditate, because you get strained. Yeah? Gently, and put a smile on your face. So that is very nice. If you can do this basic posture. So now we start to do a little bit of breathing exercises. Right? So we take your left hand, block your left nostril, and we do pranayama. So we are controlling the breath for now. Later we'll let the breath naturally. Now we control in order to rebalance our energy. So breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in, breathe in to the right, and then breathe out to the left, and then breathe in again to the left, and breathe out to the right. In, out, in, out. So breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in. Breathing out, we are aware that we are breathing out. In, out, in, out. So breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in. Breathing out, we are aware that we are breathing out. In, out, in, out. Once again, we block the left, and then we breathe into the right. So your mind is focused on that one point, here. Yeah? So between your nose and your mouth, Yeah? So whichever point where you feel that you can feel the air. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Very good. So now you take your right hand over your left hand. So breathing in, you tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Excuse me. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. So continue breathing in and out. So as you're breathing in, you tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out. Should your mind have wandered to the past or going into the future or grabbing at something you like, pushing away something that you don't like, gently bring the mind back to the breath. So now you put your right hand over your left again, back straight, and then you breathe in. We call it the breath of fire. This is the third pranayama. So you breathe in, and then you breathe out 10 times from your stomach. Okay, watch me, look at me. So this is to take out all the negativities. Yeah. So from morning till now, we have, had a lot of different experiences. So we are just releasing all these stress, worries, anxieties, tensions. Yeah. Once more, breathe in, and then we breathe out 10 times. Very good. So once again, we breathe in. And then we breathe out 10 times from our diaphragm, yeah, stomach. Very good. So, okay. So now the fourth pranayama, closing. Right hand over left hand. So breathe in. And then we breathe out forcefully. We breathe in. And we breathe out forcefully. And then we breathe in and we breathe out forcefully. Okay. So now rest. So now we are going to do anapanasati. Anapanasati means meditation, mindfulness on breathing in and breathing out. So we breathe in. We are aware that we are breathing in, we breathe out, we are aware that we are breathing out, and then we, at the tip of our nostril, so we just feel the breath going in and out. Yeah, so continue experiencing that. So some people there are some techniques where you observe the rising, falling of the abdomen, but here we will observe the nostril, the breath. So you can feel the sensation of your in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath, and stay. Focus on the one point at your nostril. If your mind has gone to the past or it has wandered away into the future, the past is gone, yeah? It cannot be changed. We cannot go back into the past. And the future has not yet come. So the past doesn't exist anymore. And the future hasn't come means the future also doesn't exist. So what we can truly experience is the here and the now. So therefore tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Very good. So we are going to just rest in the breath for a couple of minutes. So your job is like a gatekeeper. Don't follow the thoughts. Whatever thoughts comes out, whatever thoughts, yeah? Whether your thoughts are nice, not nice, your feeling is pleasant or unpleasant, so whatever thoughts, past, the future, so you must, through the power of mindfulness, you must bring your mind back to your breath. So you take a rope, like a rope, of a monkey mind. The monkey is the thoughts. So you take a rope, the rope is the mindfulness, so you take the rope and then you lasso the monkey, you tie the monkey, and then you bring it back to the pole. The pole is your focus, the breath, middle. So you take the lasso and then you bring the monkey mind back. So the monkey will go again now to the future. So you take the lasso and the rope and you bring the monkey back. Oh, suddenly it gone to like, it's grabbing something that it likes. Nice smell, nice touch, nice sound, also maybe nice memory. Say, oh, stop, bring it back to the breath. And then maybe it doesn't like my voice, somebody doesn't like, maybe Devika, maybe you say Dr. Karma's voice very irritating, cannot stand, maybe. Just an example, yeah? Talking too much. So you develop aversion. So note that the aversion has risen, but don't worry, don't latch on to it, don't suppress it, don't control it. If you control, it will multiply by millions. So it doesn't matter whether the object is pleasant, unpleasant. So gently bring your mind back to the breath. Take the lasso of mindfulness, you grab and you bring back to your breath. In breath, out breath. So you observe. So that is how, when the mind goes into the 10 directions, 1,000 places, with the rope of mindfulness, you gently bring the mind back to the breath. Gently bring the mind back to the breath. Wherever it has gone, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Over and over and over again. Observe the in-breath, out-breath. Pay particular attention to the sensation. Which sensation? The sensation of in-breath, out-breath. So you rest in the in-breath and out-breath. So you go deeper and deeper into your in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. The sensations at the tip of your nostril, you note it. How does it feel? So it's hot, cold. The breath is long or short. So you see the heaviness or soft breath. Yeah. So you understand. So now you start looking, yeah. Right? So now you continue. So as you are breathing in and out, this is called shamatha meditation. Shamatha means calm, abiding meditation. It means tranquilizing meditation, tranquility meditation, peaceful meditation, meaning that your meditation is single-pointed concentration on one object, and today's object is the breath. So in-breath, out-breath, when you focus long enough, you come to single-pointed concentration. And if you focus longer and longer and longer, then you develop samadhi. Right? And then you have peace, bliss, first you have joy, yeah, You've got the peace. You've got the then you feel, your mind doesn't wander to the past anymore. You can slowly your thoughts, not too many are coming up. Slowly your thoughts settle down. So whatever feelings arise, slowly all that also will settle down. The pain in your legs, in your shoulder, in your back, in your head, in your heart, all this pain also, it will subside slowly. Because your focus is not on the pain, you no longer focus on the thoughts, you focus on the in-breath, out-breath, like that. Yeah. Okay. So you're focusing on the in-breath, out-breath. So continue. Enjoy the breath, and your job is just to see the breath going in, going out, in, out, like that. Continue for a few more minutes. Should your mind have wandered to the past or the future? So, restlessness occurs when there is lack of interest, too much focus on the outside rather than coming inside. So we have lived so many lifetimes projecting our senses outwards. Finally we are coming back home, and we fail. Because the ignorance is telling us don't concentrate. The ignorance is overpowering you, so your resistance, the mind will resist. So now you have to be careful. At this point, if you are able to settle down, it's good. But if you're still very restless and cannot settle down, you have got to take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, or seek inspiration from anybody who inspires you, and with a sincere motivation, have the sincere wish that I want to learn meditation and I want to be able to meditate. May my mind calm down, may I be able to meditate. Like this, you have got to make the affirmation. And I'm meditating not only for myself, but for the benefit of all living beings. And I understand the benefits of meditation is for myself also, to be able to calm my thoughts and have peace and joy in my heart. And for my life to become meaningful, I'm practicing this meditation. So breathe in and out. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. So our minds, because lacking in energy, because the mind runs after the past, chases after the future, like this, like no more mental energy, so cannot concentrate. So just rest, let go. If that is the case, the mind that cannot let go is a mind that cannot concentrate. So just let go of the past, let go of grudges, let go of resentment, let go of any kind of grasping in your heart. Just let go, release. Because all this is not real. All these are merely like a dream. So we are getting attached and grasping at processes which are dreamlike. So let go. When we start to let go, we can start to focus better. So let go of any thought, any feeling, any sensation, any emotion, anger, hatred, greed, or tiredness, or disinterest, or lack of mental energy. Don't worry about whether your meditation is correct. When you let go, it will be correct. So you breathe in and out, in and out, in and out. So attain some kind of a peace. So now you're ready to see the reality. So now, first you observe the sensations on your nostril. So observe the sensations. You observe the in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. You can feel the winds touching your nostril, going in, going out. So stay with that, yeah? Stay with that. So if there's any physical sensation that has come up, right? So don't attach to the physical sensation, like any pain, any tingling sensation. So gently bring your mind back to your breath. If you focus on the pain will multiply. Don't do that. And then you are going to become distracted. So bring your mind back to the breath over and over again. And if feeling arises, if you attach to the feeling, you follow the feeling, it will multiply. So don't do that. Bring your mind back to the breath. Let go of the feeling also. Because the feeling also is deceptive only. It's just a process. So we think it's real and then we fall for it. We believe it's true. And then the thoughts also. We think the thoughts are real, concrete. But there's nothing concrete. Everything is just a process. Thoughts also are just mental energies. And we are grasping at none other than mental energy. So let go. And make your mind come back to the present moment. Come back to the in-breath, out-breath. So now you are resting in the present moment. Breathing in, you tell yourself, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Very good. Okay. So continue. So now, so you observe. So Vipassana is about observing anything that arises. Any sound, any smell, any taste, touch, anything that your five senses can pick up, and then also your mind sense. So you have got eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. These are the five senses, and you've got the mind. In the mind also you have memories, you've got worries, right? So you observe. So now, once you're a little bit calm, we change the strategy a little bit. So now you're calm. So instead of bringing your mind back to your breath all the time, so now you can start looking. If anything comes up, just observe, like you're watching TV. So think like you're sitting down on a sofa, watching the TV of your mind, or you're in a cinema watching the big screen. But you are not the actor or actress, right? So you're just observing. Even though it is your life story, but at this moment you are not the actor. You're sitting down and observing the mind, the screen in front of you. And the screen in front of you will show you who you truly are. And that's why people don't like to meditate. Because people don't want to see who they truly are. It doesn't matter. Don't judge. It doesn't matter. We are not perfect, yeah? So we have flaws. Everybody has a flaw. That's why we are here in samsara. If we are all perfect, we will be enlightened by now. But we are not. So it's okay for you to, to see yourself with all our human failings. It's coming one by one on the screen, in the form of thoughts, in the form of feelings, in the form of sensation, in the form of memories. Yeah. So you look at it. So you observe now. So now watch your TV of your mind. So this TV of the mind is better than the how many thousand channels that we have on TV, in the world today, satellite TV and all. So all those things were created only in the past 100 over years. But your mind is very interesting because we have lived for millions of lifetimes. So which means that billions of years of memories are inside your mind in the form of sanskara, in the form of habitual tendencies, in the form of a seed. We call it imprints. And these imprints are the ones that are coming up. So don't be afraid. So you buckle up. This is a safe space. So you buckle up. It's like now you're in the theater, so the 3D theater. So sometimes, you move to the left, move to the right. So you are safe. You're not going to fall. So you just observe the minds, the screen in front of you. Observe what comes out here. So what are the thoughts that come out? So whatever you think throughout the day, if you think happy thoughts will come out. But these are also just thoughts. So if you think negative thoughts, the negative thoughts will come out. So because that's what we are feeding our mind. So if we feed our mind negativity, we get only negative thoughts. So 90%, more than 90% of our thoughts are recycled. Right? And then it becomes, so the thoughts, becomes deeds and speech, and then they become, imprints, and then the imprints slowly become our character. And then it defines our destiny. Just from a single thought. And become concrete. So the more times you think negative, then the result will be negative. The more times you think positive, the result will be positive. So your thinking shapes your character. And your character, the deeds that you do, shapes your karma. And then it shapes the outcome of your future. So it's a cause and effect thing. So be very careful of your thoughts. So now, how to be careful is first you need to know what kind of thinking you have. If you don't know, through the power of ignorance never wants you to know, because you don't really know what's going on. We are completely we never bother to come back to our minds and check. So today, we are checking. And when we check, we might see something we like, we might see something we don't like. It's okay. All these likes and dislikes actually are not real anyway, so it doesn't matter, just focus, just look, and then you start to see all sorts of things arising in your mind. This thought has come, that thought has come, suddenly there's a pain here, never in peace, suddenly there's a sensation there, so much drama, so much turmoil, but at least you are watching, you're observing. And this is what it is going on, underlying everything daily when we are walking and doing our work, sleeping and all. This drama is there inside us, but we never see. When we don't see, it remains there, it becomes more and more concrete. Like you put dirt, every day, the dirt goes in higher and higher, and with the sun, the rain and everything, it becomes concretized and it becomes very thick, like that. So our minds, the dirt, every day we have a lot of dirt to negative thinking, everything becoming solidified until it becomes our character. We become like that, but we can reverse it. We don't need to be like that. If that is causing us problems, that is causing us to suffer, we can change. That is the good thing about Dharma. Our minds are so powerful, we can change. The moment we say we want to change, we will change. So if there's any kind of, five senses, smell, sound, whatever, you can hear the motorbike sounds. If your mind is saying, I don't like, just observe. Whatever sound, whatever smell, whatever sensation, whatever thoughts, you can see, anger coming up, or maybe some fear of the past, or maybe some clinging, you are clinging to something, grasping at something, cannot let go of some past event, cannot let go of grief, cannot let go of the pride, ego, cannot let go of so many things, cannot let go of many things, so many things you cannot let go. So now, just observe what is happening on the screen of your mind. It's a culmination of all our experiences, all the things that we have done, we have said, we have thought, all coming out now. And if we don't let it come out during Vipassana, it's very safe. So which means that Vipassana, special seeing. So now we are just seeing, we are not acting, we are not getting involved. Don't go and follow the thoughts, just observe only. When you're watching TV, you are not going inside the TV and then starting to ride the horse, isn't it? So when you are watching the TV, you're just watching, you are not participating in the program. You're just sitting and observing. In the same way, now don't participate in the program of your mind. So just let it come, whatever images, the past, you like, you dislike, you're scared, grief, sadness, anger, resentment, remorse, stress, anxiety, tiredness. So many things will come up. So watch what is coming up. But don't forget to breathe in and breathe out. That is continuing. So you must continue breathing in, breathing out, observing your breath. But at the same time, if anything comes up, you are observing. So observe. Many things will come up now. So if you are sleepy, if you have slept off, don't sleep, right? So you watch your sleep. So the sleep is not your sleep. It's not your anger. It's not your greed. It's not your pain. Greed is greed. Hatred is hatred. Anger is anger. Okay? All thought is thought. Pain is pain. It is not your pain. If you identify with the thought, you identify with the feeling, you identify with the sensation, then you are going to get caught up, like gone into the TV and start participating. So your mind, you just have to observe. And now, through the lens of the three characteristics of anicca, dukkha, anatta, we try to see that thought, go a little bit deeper. If, for example, one very strong emotion or very strong thought, for example, if there's anger now or deep sleep, maybe your mind very tired, sleeping now. So or maybe you're very bored, angry with me, very bored, irritated, cannot stand my voice, cannot stand outside sound, whatever it is, just watch. Just watch the mind resisting, because this resistance is powered by ignorance. So when you start to meditate, you will 100% resist. And the resistance will come in the form of sleep. So don't fall victim to the sleep. The sleep is a manifestation of resistance. The mind doesn't want you to meditate. It wants you to move. It wants your mind to look here, your eyes to look there. It wants you to do anything but come back to yourself. So your mind, you have to have willpower. So here we need to have willpower, very strong willpower, to look. So we have to continuously focus on your in-breath, out-breath, and you're looking very deeply. You're looking at the phenomena rising. In, out, breath, and suddenly the sleep. So now if you are sleepy, you must observe the sleep. Where is the sleep coming from? What is the color of the sleep? What is the shape of the sleep? You try to understand. What is the feeling of this sleep? How is it sleep? Is it heavy? Is it light? What is this sleep? Is it nice? So you have to watch and look deeply. So usually we say, I'm sleepy, we just leave it at that. So sleepy, we never look twice, never look deeply at sleep. So today if you are sleepy, you look deeply at sleep. If you're angry, you look deeply at the anger. Remember, it is not your sleep, it is not your anger, it is not your pain. It's just pain has arisen, sleep has arisen, and then any kind of thought has arisen. It is not you. So you're not a bad person, and you're not a sleepy person, you're not an angry person, you're not a greedy person. It's just arising. So there's no need to judge, like that. So choose one emotion, whatever or whatever that is arising now, that is the So I can see some of you sleeping, very sleepy, so you observe the sleep. And some are restless, so you observe the restlessness, so you observe. So you shine the torch of your mind onto the restlessness, so you shine the torch. And then you see what the restlessness is, and then you see what the sleep is. Or if anger has arisen, you see anger. Or irritation has arisen, you watch this irritation. So you watch. Where is it coming from? Where does it go? What is the texture? What is the shape? What is the size? You don't ask the questions, you just know. That means you just watch it. Watch. You're going deeper into the sleep. So now the sleep is everywhere. You can feel the sleep going. The whole body is, the whole mind is dark. So you know the quality of sleepiness is dark. And awakefulness is bright. So we are in the deep sleep of ignorance. So we are all in darkness. And the sleep is a manifestation of that darkness. So then you look at the sleep. Right? It's not your sleep, it's sleep. And then you see it's slow, it's like a fog, it's dark, it's heavy, it's burdensome. Then you try your best to observe, continuously observe, whether it is sleep, whether it's anger, whether it's grief, whether it is fear, restlessness, irritation, whatever it is. The strongest thought, the strongest feeling, the strongest afflictive emotion, the strongest sensation, whether you have pain. If the pain is more than any other thing, more than sleep or anger, watch the pain, watch it. Where does it come from? Watch the pain. Watch it. Go inside the pain now, and just now you try to. So now we go deeply inside, yeah? So before that you were just watching, so now you're actually just investigating deeper and deeper and deeper. Like you're peeling the layers of your skin, like that, going deeper, or peeling the onion, going deeper. So now you're peeling the onion of the sleep. So you're going deeper into the sleep, deeper, peeling the onion of your pain. It's not your pain, it's pain, going deeper. So peeling the onion of anger, going deeper. Peeling the onion of greed or fear. Fear is very, very powerful. It ruins people's lives. Yeah? So you go inside. If fear is the emotion you're facing now, go inside. See which. Just observe, go deeper and deeper. Please continue. So stay with that one, and then watch where it comes from, watch where it's going. Then when it is lingering also, you just see what is it. Try to understand what is this, without conceptualizing too much, without using too much thinking, not using the brain, using the mind's eye, the heart. So you're observing. Don't forget the in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. You're still observing, still observing your breath, in-breath, out-breath. But at the same time, these things are arising. What to do? So don't push them away. The strongest one, you go and observe. Say, okay, now today I'm going to watch you. Every day you're coming to disturb me. Today I want to see. Every day my mind is not clear. I have no time. I can't see. This pain keeps on coming. The migraine keeps on coming. The headaches keep on coming. The stomach pain keeps on coming. The sleepiness, laziness keeps on coming. Restlessness keeps on coming. Anger keeps on coming. 1,000 years you don't look, your anger will never go away. So you look. Watch deeply. Go inside. So this sleep now, is it still there? Has it overpowered you? So you're not fighting with it. Don't fight, don't resist, don't control. Don't try to suppress. Don't latch on to it. Your job is just to observe like a scientist under the electron microscope. You're on a normal microscope, ordinary microscope. You are looking deeply at what is in front of you. And so Vipassana is that microscope, that special tool. So Vipassana is a tool that allows you to go and look deeply into the phenomena of your mind. What is arising moment to moment, moment to moment. So you never saw before because you didn't know what to do. You didn't know your mind. So today you're going to understand your mind. How your mind is cheating you. What exactly is sleep? What is anger? What is fear? You go in and check. So Vipassana is special seeing. That means going and checking deeply, looking, going deeper inside the onion. Deeper. So today once you peel the onion, one layer, the outside skin, and then now you're peeling another layer. So as you go deeper, you peel another layer, then you peel another layer, and you peel another layer. At the end, there is nothing. It's empty. So in the same way, you look deeply. At the end of the day, there is no real sleep. Sleep, you look deeply, you can never find where is the sleep. You cannot grab the sleep. You cannot describe the color. You don't know what it is. You can't find it. You can't grab onto it. It's coming. You observe it, but you cannot pinpoint the sleep. And you cannot pinpoint anger. Oh, this is anger. Oh, this is... Maybe you can feel the manifestation of anger as something in your body, but when you look at it as a mental phenomena, you look at it as a physical sensation. You look at it, you cannot pinpoint where, you cannot pinpoint the origin of the anger. You cannot pinpoint what is the anger. What is the pain? So when you look at pain, look at pain, where is that point? Go and deeply into the point where the pain is arising. Go deeper and check where is the pain. You go deeper and deeper. Where is the point of origin of the pain? So you go deeper and then you try to understand what is pain, what is anger, what is sleep, what is fear, what is restlessness. Try to understand. Right? So now when you look at the anger, where does it come from? And then if the anger is the anger still here? Is it still here? Or has it gone? And is there something else that has arisen? Maybe hunger. Then now watch the hunger. So the same way you watch the anger, you watch the hunger. You just go in. So what is this hunger? Where is the point where it's hungry now? Try to look. And look deeper and deeper. Where is hunger? Just like where is sleep? Where is fear? So it will constantly change, yeah? So once, few seconds, few minutes you have anger, suddenly it becomes hunger. Suddenly from hunger becomes sleep. Suddenly from sleep becomes something else. So there's so many things. So you got so many scenes. Scene 1 is anger. Then the second scene is hunger. Third scene is sleepiness. So that's how we are. Just the process. Yeah. So can you understand your minds? So gently open your eyes. Gently open your eyes. Okay. So now tell me, did you manage to see anything? Did you understand? You don't have to tell me what is the emotion, thought, feeling, sensation. These are 4 things, yeah? You have the emotion, you have the thought, you have the feeling, you have the sensation, right? And then of course the emotion. So the anger. So the feeling, anger, is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? The sleep, is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? So could you watch? Did you all manage to see? Did you see it? Okay. So can anybody tell me where the anger came from? Or where that emotion, the sleep came from? Where is it? Anybody? You managed to find the first point? Were you looking? Can you find where the point is? And then did it last forever? Where did the sleep go? Where did the anger go? So it went back into emptiness. So anger, everything is empty of inherent existence. There's nothing that truly exists. It's the vast space of emptiness. Every phenomena, conditioned phenomena, is of the nature of emptiness. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, emotion, all empty of inherent existence. Meaning that if you try to find, you will never find the first cause. Cannot find. You will never be able to find it. Who found the sleep? The first origin of the sleep. Who found the origin of the anger? Who found origin of hunger? Who found it? And then, did you see it change? As in, from sleep suddenly became something else. First sleep was so powerful, then suddenly the anger became more powerful. Then suddenly hunger became more powerful. So you see, your mind is like this, going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And we, every day, these processes are inside us. And if we don't, basically bring this to the surface, it will be there forever. And we are like walking time bombs. We are always ready to burst at somebody. Boom. Suddenly, boom. Suddenly, boom. Suddenly, go to office, boom. So every day we go outside, we meet somebody, boom. So we are all the time exploding. And one fine day will be a very big explosion, boom. And then you can harm somebody. Harm yourself, go to jail. So Vipassana is very important because Vipassana brings this to the top. So here we have got millions of lifetimes of imprints inside here, which is stuck like a hard rock. And it's going to be there forever. So no matter if you meditate for 1 million years, shamatha meditation, in, out, you don't, what they call that, engage in Vipassana, you can never come out from suffering. So the Buddha's teachers, they were very good in shamatha, but they never practiced Vipassana because that knowledge was not there. The knowledge was discovered by the Buddha. And by the time he became enlightened, his 2 teachers had passed away. So he couldn't teach them. So if you notice in it's like in our like Indian tradition, we see all the sages and all also. They all sit down in the samadhi, so nice, like the sadhu babas, so peaceful. And then suddenly somebody come and say something and they're very angry. I curse you. They're also full of anger. Yes? Full of anger, the hermits and all also. 500 years you stay in the Himalayan mountains, or 1,000 years you stay, you're alive. So there are many people in the Himalayan mountains who actually are hundreds of years old today. They can control their life force through pranayama, and they are through anapanasati, through the breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. They can remain, their life force they can actually preserve. Hundreds of years they stay. But in that 1,000 years, 100 years, 500 years, if they didn't do Vipassana, the anger will be there. 500 years of anger will be there. The 500 years of ignorance will be there. 500 years of greed will be there. So that's why, if you see the stories in our Indian tradition, even the sadhus will curse us. You do something wrong, the sadhu will curse and say something wrong somewhere. So it's like people that immediately they curse you. But a Buddha will never curse you. An Arahant will never curse you, because they practice Vipassana and they have purified anger, they purified ignorance, attachment and anger. And through shamatha meditation cannot purify the mental defilements. So the ignorance, attachment and anger can only be purified through Vipassana. So you meditate in peace, with so much peace. So if your objective is just to find peace, then you cannot work with your negative emotions, because the negative emotions, you are in peace for 10 minutes, the next thing somebody come, boom, already. Because we didn't do Vipassana. So if we want to learn how to control our negative emotions, we need to release them, bring them to the top by observing. So sleep also, right? So the theory is like this. If you look at something, every time it arises, you look at something, you're diminishing that power. You diminish the power of the sleep. You diminish the power of anger. You're diminishing the power of greed, diminishing the power of fear. That's how you can become the master, and all this become the slave. It's very important. This Vipassana is so important. If you don't do the Vipassana, you're always only doing this meditation 10 minutes, you just breathe in, breathe out, relax a little bit. Okay lah, then after that go to work, fight. When you breathe in, breathe out, you after meditation, then fight. Then immediately the monkey mind, the mind full of defilements will start searching for somebody to to fight with, something like that, because never do Vipassana. So Vipassana is very important, because all these things, we are actually in autopilot mode, because we fight because we have that seed inside us to fight. We hate because we have that seed inside us to hate. So which one is the one? We fear because the seed is very strong. And all this is because of the things that happened to us in the past and the way we think, our mental culture. If everyday anger, then the first thing that will come up in the mind is anger. If every day you're living in fear, the first thing that comes up is fear. If every day you are, what they call that now, judging and criticizing others, the first thing is you have a judgmental, you can see the judgment. So if that judgment, anger, sleep and all, it makes you happy, then by all means don't do Vipassana. Then just sit down and don't do anything, just leave it. But if you think that it's causing you and others suffering, especially it's robbing you of your mental peace, so you can stay for 1,000 years in shamatha, you will have only a very shallow level of peace. You will not have true everlasting peace. And this is not talking about going to the heavens, everlasting peace. Everlasting means that you have already purified that anger, purified the attachment, purified the fear, you have brought it up to the surface. So every time you bring it up to the surface, the power diminishes. So it's like clearing the house. So if you don't clear your house, you'll have so many cobwebs, your house will stink like, like a pigsty. So here we have a rotting pigsty here, full of rubbish. And then the rubbish is inside here, then we do anapana. And then we say that, okay, I will be liberated, I just do a little bit of meditation. Will be all the rubbish inside here, and the meditation is up here, and then the anger, the volcano is inside here. So until and unless you do Vipassana, you're not going to take out the lava of the volcano inside. So that is Vipassana. And then when you do Vipassana, let's just say you have a lot of always angry, right? So Vipassana practitioners, when they work, you have to work on the thing that disturbs you the most. If you think that you have anger issues, then you work on that. If you have laziness issue, work on that. If you have fear issues, phobias, work on that, right? So you just, and how to work on that, when you start to sit in Anapanasati, you must start with shamatha. And after you're peaceful for about 10 minutes, then your mind becomes settled and clear, then you start looking at your mind. And the first thing that comes up in your mind is what you are always thinking. And it's stuck inside here. It's always thinking, that's the first thing that comes up. Resentment, ego, pride, jealousy, these kinds of things. So if somebody has a lot of jealousy, then don't be afraid, don't be shy of anger, because it's not your anger. Anger is anger, jealousy is jealousy. These are all just negative emotions. These are not real. Inside us is a Buddha nature, is like the sky. Beautiful, pure sky, and you see sometimes you have dark clouds. Those dark clouds are the jealousy, the pride, and all. And those dark clouds we can blow them through the power of Vipassana. So Vipassana is like bringing, and then finally you can see the blue sky. So So Vipassana is the way to enlightenment. Some people ask whether Vipassana first or Shamatha first. We have to do Shamatha first because the mind must be clear. Then you look at Vipassana. And let's just say every time full of pain, like elderly people, or people who are unwell. Let's just say you have a very terrible back pain, right? Or very terrible migraines. I'm not saying that, that don't see the doctor or anything like that. But I'm saying that give Vipassana a chance, right? So how to give Vipassana a chance is that when you breathe in and breathe out, you do anapanasati, you are calm, and then you start observing your mind, the screen of your mind. You bring up all these latent defilements. It's latent there, it's like stuck. So Vipassana brings out these things that are stuck to the surface, and then you start seeing the drama where you don't get involved. You just look deeply, go deeper and deeper, like peeling the onion. You go deeper and deeper, and then you start to see. It will arise. Everything will arise. The whole world, the phenomena, everything is arising. Like you also were born. We were all born, isn't it? Like every morning you arise and every night you sleep. In the same way, every moment to moment, thoughts arise, feelings arise, sensations arise, and then what arise? Yeah. Yeah, so the emotions, arise. All these things arise. Okay? But I want to ask you, just now all those things that you saw, did they stay forever in your mind? Where did it go? Where did it go? Is it still there? Well, where did it go? Where did it go? Is it still there? Like sleep. Whose one was sleep just now? Is the sleep still there? Where did it go? So whose one? Whatever it is, I won't ask you. Sleep is not neutral, so it's okay. Nothing. So others is more personal, so I won't ask you what it is. But you know your own. Yeah. So maybe it's some pain. Maybe it's pain for sister. Maybe it's pain. Pain. So is the pain going to be there forever? Is anger going to be there forever? It will. So the nature of phenomena is like this, including mental and physical phenomena, inside and outside of us. It arises, it stays for some time, and then it goes. This is the characteristic of everything in this world. So the flower, it arises, it stays, and then it goes. The sun arises, it stays, and then it goes. The rain comes, becomes heavier, and then it stays for some time, and then it goes. Now you can check. You observe. So the Buddha got this knowledge sitting under the Bodhi tree and observing nature, observing his mind, observing nature. He realized that everything in this world has the characteristic of arising, abiding, and ceasing. Everything, including your mind, including the processes in the body. So that's why we are nature and nature is us. We are not simply talking, empty talk. That intellectual, you have to see through the light of your own experience, and then you see that basically our existence and the plants is the same. They also arise from the seed. They arise. We also arose from a seed. Isn't it? Our parents, the seed. So they also arose. And then we stay for a few years, maybe 50, 60, 70, depending. Some people say 10, some people say 20, some people stay 30. Some people at 5 months, 6 months, they go off. Then after that you just go off. Then those who are born will stay for a few years, and then so no one can escape death. So everybody is like this. So now with this understanding, you saw, isn't it? Did you all see in your meditation that it arose? Who didn't see that it's arising? The anger is arising, the pain is arising, and sometimes when you watch it, it becomes more. Initially the sleep becomes more and more. Yes, no? Then after that it stays, and then it goes on. So okay, I ask you something. Let's just say you have got very terrible migraine now. Okay? Very terrible headache. So first it starts small, then it becomes bigger, more and 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 more. Right? Or back pain, for example, become more and more and more and more and more. Can it go more and more until infinite? What is the law of the universe? What is the law of nature? There is a point where it starts to taper off. So it becomes very unbearable sometime. Then after that, it starts to taper off and then it disappears. And there's so many practitioners of Vipassana, including my own niece, who went for a meditation retreat very recently. Yeah, just a couple of months ago, she had very terrible migraines. So, sister, you want to share? Yeah. So my sister's daughter, very debilitating headaches. And then she attended 3 days, 2 nights retreat. And then she listened very intently and very humble, and she absorbed everything. Her cup was not full, her cup was ready to accept the teachings. So she is also from a different spiritual tradition. She listened, and when it came to the part where I told everything arises, but it cannot arise forever until, it's like nothing is infinite except space, of course, yeah, right? And Facebook, infinite. The more you scroll, the more you have to scroll, and it never ends. Yes, no? So then you go a little bit, and then it disappears. Can you see? Can you see? What is this? So when she was meditating, she has so much of pain and everyday migraine, very terrible. So when she understood that, she watched the pain arising in her mind, in the sensation, she watched the sensation, she watched it on the screen of her mind. Watching the pain became worse, very terrible. And then after that, when I told her that the pain doesn't go forever, there is a point where it has to taper off and then it comes on. Everything in nature is like that. Then finally, she experienced it for herself, and then it disappeared. And then now her migraines have reduced tremendously. So she practices very diligently every morning and every evening. Yes. And then because of the power of Vipassana, so she brought up, so this is also her wrong belief that the migraine is forever. A wrong belief that nothing could be done about the migraine. So the wrong belief that nothing can be done about anger. The wrong view that nothing can be done about greed. Nothing can be done about this. So we think that we are permanent. So the doctor said nothing can be done about your psychiatric issue. Nothing can be done. You are going to be like this forever. Or your body. Nothing can be done. You are going to be like this forever. Nothing is forever. Whatever, yes, due respect to medical science, they have their own opinion. But when we look at the science of mind, we look at nature. There is nothing in this world that is permanent. You go up for a short while and then you come down. Right? So this is the power of Vipassana. Any questions? So do you know how to practice now when you go back? So you see that, whatever pain, whatever sensations that you have, if you let the sensations control you because you do not understand the theory and the science behind it, then you will always have a volcano inside. But if you understand the theory, yes, you can overnight the anger won't go. First thing is not to identify it as your pain, your anger and all. It's not. If there is no you truly existing, how can there be your anger? How can you be an angry person? You are just a person whose anger has arisen. You are just a person who has fear. You are just a person who has some pain. You are just a person who has some greed, That's it. So if we put labels and we are concretizing, then we cannot work with the mind anymore. So don't label anything. Just say, okay, it has arisen, wonderful. So now we will, So it has arisen, and then it will stay, and then it will disappear. So that's how Vipassana is. Yeah. So the basic technique I summarize is to observe phenomena as they arise. Phenomena of your mind, right? And then you know what? When you look at nature, nature will tell you, that if things arise, things will stay, things go. So we are not sad, when the leaf goes away. When the leaf dies, flowers die, we are not sad. Because we understand that that's the nature of life. But it is the human being that is very scared to die. And when bad things happen, we get shaken up also. So in order for our minds to always be stable, we have to do Vipassana. Because when you look at sadness, grief, you look at the nature of life and death, sickness, old age, separation, you look at that and you look deeply, you'll find that there is no inherent existence. So some people hold on to grief forever in their lives. They cannot let go of their loved ones. So because they think that there is an I and there is that person truly existing, but that person also is arising. We are all processes and we are all going back to nature. We are nature also now, and we are going back to nature. So the plants, they are not sad when one leaf falls down and then and dies. Sometimes there's a storm. Even the young leaves fall down. Also, my teacher Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, he saw the he thought that only the old will go. Intellectually, he knew that everybody can die anytime. But one day, there was a storm, and from his window the next morning he saw even the smallest of the smallest leaves, the young shoots also fell. Then he got this realization, we can die at any time. So life is very fragile. And the tree never died. The mother tree didn't die just because there was a storm that came and a few hundred leaves gone. But the mother tree didn't die. It continued to arise, it continued. So that's how we have to continue. So if we cling on to things as permanent, so it's this idea of things as permanent, when actually everything is permanent, that is the cause of grief. So if we think that person is permanent, then we will mourn. But if we understand that that person came just arising for a short while, stayed, and then disappear, and we too are like that, then we can be at peace with everything, with death, with sickness, with loss of job, loss of friends, when our boyfriend, girlfriend deserts us, when family members desert us, when business goes down. Because business also is like this. So you start, then you go up. The business cannot go up. Economy also cannot go up. GDP also cannot go skyrocket until infinite. Correct? After a certain time, it has to go like this, and then the economic bubble will burst. Will come, isn't it? Everything in this world is like that. And if you can understand this fundamental law of nature, you can be in peace with everything on earth. Then you realize, today my mood is like that. Tomorrow I'm like that. So then you're changing. So today the mood has arisen, but that's not you. It's just a manifestation of the volcano that you never clean. That pigsty inside here that never clean. So Vipassana is, instead of calling it a special insight, I call it the mop. Or, the rake. The raking the leaves, So basically Vipassana is actually cleaning the stains of your mind. So no other practice can clean the stains of your mind other than Vipassana. You can stay 1,000 years in the caves also. No Vipassana, no freedom from negative emotion. And no freedom from negative emotion, the enlightenment means you're free from ignorance, which is the root cause of attachment and hatred. No Vipassana, no freedom, no liberation. So you can meditate using new age techniques, whatever technique, the sound, mantra, this, that, and all, but without Vipassana, all this is just temporarily tranquilizers. It's just like you're giving yourself a sleeping pill, you relax for a while, or you drink, or some psychedelic drugs, But inside here is a mess, right? So that's why the Buddha didn't stop at shamatha meditation. So peaceful. I can take drugs also and become peaceful. Then the next morning then I become addicted. So shamatha should not be the end. So shamatha is just the beginning of a journey to self-discovery. If your idea is just to be peaceful, free from stress, free from little bit, the stress will come back again. If you think that, I'm stressed now, okay, you do the shamatha. I'm stressed now, you have to apply the first aid. But then again, with that kind of rubbish inside here, tomorrow the stress will come back. And with the conditions, you see people you don't like, you're in circumstances that you don't like, things don't go your way, and because we always want our way, because we are the center of the universe. So everybody else is immaterial. We are the center of the universe, isn't it? We think ourselves the most important in the world, and therefore we suffer. So if we learn how to do Vipassana, then we will start to realize our status in nature. And we become so humble and we become part of the universe. Not only intellectual understanding, but a real humility inside us. So when we see animals are being killed, when we see, this, we have to do Vipassana. So this emotion that we have, the anger that we have, and all. So we have to see even the life of animals, just like ours also, they come, they stay, and they go. And they come according to causes and conditions, karma. So and then we cannot judge people also, as some are very good, some are very bad. There's no such thing as good and bad. Certain people are, they are they are like that because of ignorance. So it is through our own practice. When we practice well, then we start to purify all these negative emotions. Then that creates waves. So let's say we are animal rescuers and all. So if we are at peace with ourselves, we cannot go into the streets and say, I want peace, I want peace, I want justice, I want peace. By shouting, screaming that we want peace, we are already not peaceful, because we are shouting and screaming, we want peace, we want peace, we want peace, And we cannot force others to be peaceful. When we ourselves are peaceful, we create that ripples of peace. And then people, you don't need to tell people, you don't need to open your mouth also can. Right? Unless people want to learn from you, otherwise not supposed to even open your mouth and tell anybody any teaching. As a monk, I'm not supposed to teach anybody unless they're interested and they have the karmic connection and they have they request. No request for the teaching, no teaching. So the Dhamma is that precious that not any Tom, Dick and Harry can simply get the teaching. And the very fact that you're getting the teaching today, which means that you have very good karma, and it's the time has come for you to look deeply into yourself and do Vipassana. So we cannot control other people. So it's like this. Vipassana is very simple, It's that proverb, I don't know whether you know that proverb. So the whole world has thorns, isn't it? So when the whole world has thorns, what should you do? Everywhere you go, there's problems. Everywhere you go, there's difficult people. There are thorns everywhere, there are nails everywhere. What do? Do you lather the whole world, the whole surface, the whole planet you go, you take leather, or you put a carpet, you carpet the whole world so that you can walk on it without any problem, or you wear shoes? Which one is more cost effective? And so you wear shoes. So it's a no-brainer to go and lather the whole world. Lathering the whole world means you are trying to change other people, constantly trying to resist, constantly trying to change other people. No one will change. Change begins with us, right? So it makes perfect sense. The no-brainer is to change other people, but the wisdom is to change yourself. So if there is a situation, you must always change yourself and the way you react to the situation. So learn how to wear the shoes. Don't always think of lathering and putting carpet on the whole world. How much can you carpet, And then the whole life will be spent putting the carpet, and still there will be places where you cannot finish because the world is so wide. There's so many beings. There's such a vast universe. But the moment you start wearing the shoes, you already are peaceful. So the choice is yours. What do you choose? You choose to resist and to change other people and control other people and try to, force. We cannot force vegetarianism on others. We cannot force peace. We cannot force others not to kill other animals. We cannot force others to live the way we want them to live. Just because we have an opinion, we cannot force other people to have that opinion. Correct? But then again, we have to change ourselves. So other people, if they don't want to conform, then it's not their time. It's not their time to be vegetarian. It's not their time to listen. It's not their time to be respectful. It's not their time to be humble. It's not their time. Let them go in peace. because it's not their time. At a certain time in the future, they will awaken. But it's your time. The moment you go inside, it's your time already. You cannot change other people. So you change other people with so much of suffering. Why? You want to do that. So any questions before I end? So this is the wisdom of the Buddha, right? So please understand that without Vipassana, there will be no liberation. Even you practice for aeons of shamatha. So nowadays meditation is very fashionable. Everybody tells me they meditate. But sometimes I wonder, what are you meditating? You know? So meditation has to have a correct technique, correct understanding, correct approach, grounded in the principles. Then only. So if you're meditating just to meditate, your benefit will be for half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days at the most. But if you meditate with deep understanding, with Vipassana, the benefit is lifetime and lifetime after lifetime until you reach enlightenment. So it just clears aeons of negative karmas, get cleared through Vipassana, more than shamatha, because you are directly dealing with all these habitual tendencies. So if you always complain, you've got negative karma, I don't know what to do, I've got negative karma, so I'm here, I don't want, so many complaints about life. Not a single day we are grateful. So many complaints about life. Then you have to understand that we have created the causes and conditions. We are responsible for it. And then what to do, how to clear it? Go back inside, do Vipassana, and each time you do Vipassana, let it come out, let it come out, let it come out. And when it comes out, sooner or later, everyday consistent practice, you see that one fine day, I know many practitioners, who have, migraines, no more pain also, they can conquer negative emotions, manage from very, very terrible rage, they only occasionally get angry. Occasionally. So this is self-help, isn't it? So it's free. No need to pay. You want to pay psychiatrist, bills, psychology, take medication. Very difficult. Already we are struggling with our bread and butter issues. Who has the money to go? But I'm not saying that don't go. If you really have a problem, please go. But I'm saying that if the problem has not manifested yet, do Vipassana to avoid, going and, Any questions? Yui, any question? You got the benefit? You understand the technique? Iman, understand the technique? Yeah. Devika? Sister? Venerable, you want to say anything? Okay. So you understand that this is the path to happiness. So if you always say you want to be happy, Vipassana helps you to have happiness and the causes of happiness, and Vipassana helps you to stop doing evil deeds, and it will clear the suffering. So with this, we dedicate the merits. Senam di tham che zepa ni thod ni pe dra nam pham che ne ke ga na che bala trupa yi chi pe tsole dro wa re shu pa jita ra khen pa da kun tu zang po de yan de shin de da kun gi je su da lu jing ge wa di da tan je ra tu ngo tu sun she pe ge wa tam che ki ngo wa ga la cho tu na pa di da gi ge we ca wa di kun kya zang pu ji ra tu ngo wa gi ge wa kun to yan da Lama dan rame cheke pala lun cheche sada lam je yente rabzone doje change go panyu to sho sange kusum ni peje labdan chini minjur de peje labdan ge mi je de peje lage jitarang wa molam ro par sho paden save lama rinpoche dagi chivo pe me de shola Kadrin chimpe ko ne jizun te ku son to ge ngodo tsa dos Pande na me na para thalpa la ke che samya lokta mi ke shi Chize le para thove mu ge la me je la sem la ju par sho Lama ku kham zang la solwa de chotu ku che ring la solwa de Trile da shinge la solwa de lama danda wa me para jingelo Chase wadan cheche shapadan Jesu irang kushin sowaye Kewa chunse dagi chi sapa Tamche zope janchu chi ngowo Janchu semcho rinpoche Ma ke panam ke jurje Ke pa nyampa me payang Gune gundu pe warisho Dunye tawa rinpoche Ma ke panam ke jurje Ke pa nyampa me payang Gune gundu pe warisho Rimye tawa rinpoche Ma ke panam ke jurje Ke pa nyampa me payang Gune gundu pe warisho Chapate me rinpoche Ma ke panam ke jurje Ke pa nyampa me payang Gune gundu pe varisho Sarva papasya karanam Avoid evil Kushala Shopa Sampada Do good Swachita Paryavadanam Purify the mind Etat Buddhanam Shasanam This is the teaching of all the Buddhas Tarakati Miram Deepo Like a lamp, a flame aberration Maya Vashaya Buddham is like an illusion and the bubbles, like bubbles arising Swapnam cha vidyudabram cha like a dream, like lightning Evam drastavya sanskritam Observe and look at all phenomena like this Anena punyena tu sarvadashitam By these merits Avapya nijitya cha dosha vivesha May we be able to purify ignorance, attachment and hatred. Jara ruja mrityu mahormi sankulan. May we be able to come out from the ocean of birth, old age, sickness and death. Samudareyam bhavasagara jagataha Bhavatu sarvamangalam Sadhu Sadhu Anumodami May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Sabbe Sattva Bhavantu Sukhita. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters, online and also here. So may you all be well and happy always. Thank you.